Hello and welcome back to the channel. Back to 2D6 Dungeon. Here on level 9 and continue on. 2D6 Dungeon was created by Toby Lancaster. His link is in the description. And before we do anything, we're gonna fix my health because I didn't look up what the numbers were. I was going off memory. I'm like 10 health per thing. Yeah, that was my healing paste that I got, which I had 5 uses of, but I used 6 Malacco leaves. So we're gonna wipe out all of these and then put the Malacco leaves back and bring our health back down 10 points. Because I already didn't have a paste to cover that last healing I did. So we're gonna fix it and then move on. Both of these vials of health paste are empty and we have 4 empty potion vials. And let's take a look at the herbs and see if we're capable of making more health paste. We have Zumerus leaves. That's one of the ingredients for health paste. We have Malacco leaves, which is not an ingredient for it. We have Scarlet Orvatus, which is a ingredient for health paste. I think it's this one. We have Illos petals, which is an ingredient. So we can make one health paste right here now, and then we can use one usage to get our health back. So let's do that. That sounds fun. We made the health paste. It makes 3, but I'm going to only mark it that we have 2 because I wanted to get our health back to where it had been. So there's that. We'll put the sheet back away. Every time you make an herbal remedy from the Chewed Malacco, you gain 5 XP per adventurer level. So we're going to get 50 XP for that. For making some health paste. Health paste makes 3 doses. And just for reference, the Chewed Malacco leaves only do 1. Eventually, I'll actually use my pile of Malacco leaves. And maybe I can sell them. I don't know. I think that's all for this room. You know, we're hiding out here in the corner. This was a little back corner of the dungeon here. So let's move out to this archway here and see where we're going. Passing through that archway, you come into a little 3x1 corridor with an archway straight ahead. And we enter into another Grey Mist room. This one with random doors, and we rolled a reinforced all locked doors. So we'll have to pick our way out of this. We do have 2 doorway exits. The space is full of gray mist that blurs your vision. You get a sense the room is empty. You feel around the walls for exits, but cannot explore the room itself. You continue onward. I think we'll continue straight. Come over to this doorway here. See the strength of the lock here. That is a 9. And we will use... We'll use one of our lockpick plus 2s. That'll bring us to a dice plus 7. We are good to go with unlocking that door. So let's put the sheet away. And then see what's beyond here. Okay. I didn't even zoom out. We're going to open this door. And step through and we come into another Grey Mist room. This one is actually a one-time room. But there are like 6 different Grey Mist rooms. The last one had random doors. Bring that in here so you can see this. Oh yeah, we have a Grey Mist here that is not unique. We have a Grey Mist here that is not unique. We have a Grey Mist here that is unique. This one's got zombies in it. Then you got Grey Mist here that is not unique. You got this Grey Mist, which is unique. And you got this Grey Mist that is not unique. So this one that I just got, it's possible that we've already seen this room and I don't remember. There's been a few Grey Mist rooms. So we may have already ran into this one. I know we haven't got the one with the zombies. But the wooden doors I don't think we got the 6/6 one yet, but this 5/2 we may have gotten once before. The previous one was the 4/4 one, and I know we've gotten the 2/5 and the 1/5. I'll make a note on a sheet of paper this time to say that we did get this one, the 5/2. Where's my guy? We'll continue straight across here to the wooden door. Check to see if it's locked. It's only locked on a 6. That is a 4. So we are good to continue on. Let's open this door up. And we step into a room here. This is an old workshop. There are 2 tables and some chairs here. On one table is a rusted knife, which I didn't put on there. It is long abandoned. Roll a d6. 1 to 4, a patrol comes. And we have a table to roll on for a patrol. And then if you survive, roll on the interrupts table, which to me means that if there's no patrol, there is no interrupt. So let's see if we have a patrol. And we do. That patrol is a 1, a night umbra. Let's see what our interrupt is right away too. We're not 3/2 because we're gonna beat the night umbra. After we survive our fight, high above you is a large cage, and in it are the remains of a dog. It wears a golden collar. The cage is supported by a rope. If you have a throwing axe, you can throw it. We don't have a throwing axe, so our interrupt doesn't really do much for us. This room with 2 extra doorways, 2 wooden doorways, so let's get the fight here. The Night Umbra. Cursed by Internic, the Night Umbra are thieves of holy relics transformed into gargoyle-like statues. They cannot fly or talk, and are trapped in a shell of ebony to only be released by death. For maneuvers, they have Wing Bash and Ebony Fist. Wing Bash is a 3/1, which will be covered by our leather breastplate to be 2d6 -1. The Ebony Fist is a 4/2, which will be blocked by our Great Helm, making that also a 2d6 -1. For interrupts, they have Ebony Skin on primary 1s, 4s, and 6s, which will cover our Ferocious Strike. And they have Wing Swoop on secondary 3s and 5s, which will cover our Twisting Stab. So Savage Glance and Ferocious Strike will deal the same amount, the 2d6 +7, and Twisting Stab is knocked down to 2d6 +3. That's 60 hit points, bit of health, 3 shifts, and we get an ebony bead necklace after we finish him off. So, top of round 1, our turn. We're starting off with a 3/4. With 3 shifts, we can change that 3 into a 6 to create a Ferocious Strike. 2d6 +7. Nice hit to start with. 18 points of damage. I'll bring him down to 42 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 1. And he's got a 4/6, 3 shifts. 3 shifts is not enough to turn a 4/6 into either of his maneuvers. So, top of round 2, our turn. And we have a 5/3. It'll only need 1 shift to change that 3 into a 2, making a Savage Glance. 15 points of damage. Bringing him down to 27 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 2. Well, 6/5 is not possibly shifted into a maneuver for him either. So moving on. Top of round 3, our turn. Right there. We have a 3/1, 4 shifts. We can use 2 shifts to change that 3 into a 5, and 1 shift to change that 1 into a 2 for another Savage Glance. 16 points of damage. bringing him down to 11 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 3. See if he can shake the stiffness off and actually hit us. With a 4-4, we can do that. Finally. 4-4, we can use 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 2 to create an Ebony Fist. 2d6 minus 1. 3 points of damage. Bringing us to 72. But then we'll heal back 1 to 73. Top round 4, our turn. And we have a 3-6. 5 shifts. 3-6, we can use 3 shifts to change that 3 into a 6, and 2 shifts to change that 6 into a 4 to create a Ferocious Strike. 2d6 plus 7. 17 points of damage. That will bring him to 0 and dead. Let's get our ebony bead necklace and add on our experience points here. Alright, experience is updated behind the card, which we're going to hide the card now. I'll put away our sheet. I said we don't have a throwing axe, so we can't get the interrupt. The cage. We're almost to the corner. Let's keep pushing forward to the corner and see what we got. Let's open this door and step inside. We come into a larger space here. It is a dark den. This space is filled with tall dark pillars. From the darkness, a night umbra emerges and attacks. If you survive, you find a chest. Roll on chest 4 table. We have archways. There's 1 archway. We are along the outside wall here. This side isn't though, just the one side. Could go back to town after the fight, potentially. I don't know if I'm ready for that though. We just fought Night Umbra in the previous room, so there's no need to read the whole card. This one's here for avenging the other one's death. So let's get right into it. Top of round 1, our turn. And we're starting off with a 1-1 mishap roll. Complete fail, unable to shift out of a 1-1. And so, it's over to the Umbra's turn for round 1. For they're starting with a 4-6. There are only 3 shifts, so they can't do anything with a 4-6. So back to our turn for round 2. And we're going with a 2-5 this time. And let's see. We can use 2 shifts to create a twisting stab. That will be 2d6 plus 3. 11 points of damage. Bringing him down to 49 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 2. And we got a 4-4. And we only need 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 2 for an Ebony Fist. 2d6 minus 1. 4 points of damage. Bring us to 69 health, and we heal back to 70. Top round 3, our turn. And with a 4-1, we can use 1 shift to make that 4-5, and 1 shift to make that 1-2 for a Savage Glance. 2d6 plus 7. 17 points of damage. Bringing him down to 32 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 3. With a 4-3, only needs 1 shift to create an Ebony Fist. 2d6 minus 1. 9 points of damage. Bring us down to 61 health, but we'll heal back 1 point for 62. Top of round 4, our turn. And we have a 2-1. It only takes 3 shifts to create a twisting stab. Although, hold on, put that back. It takes 4 shifts. We have 5. It takes 4 shifts to create a Savage Glance. 3 to go from 2 to 5, and 1 to go from 1 to 2. Savage Glance is better. 2d6 plus 7. 11 points of damage. Bringing him down to 21 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 4. And a 5-4. You can use 3 shifts. 1 shift to change the 5 to a 4, and 2 shifts to change that 4 to a 2 for an Ebony Fist. 10 points of damage. That'll bring us down to 52 health, and then we heal back to 53. Drop round 5, our turn. We get a 5-3, 1 point off of having a direct Savage Glance. So we'll shift that to a Savage Glance. And 2d6 plus 7. 16 points of damage. Bringing him down to 5 health. Night Umbra's turn for round 5. With a 3-2, you only need 1 shift to create a Wing Bash. 2d6 minus 1. 7 points of damage. That'll bring us to 46 health, but we heal back to 47. Top of round 6, our turn. With a 5-4. 2 shifts to get the Savage Glance. 1 shift to get Ferocious Strike. They're going to do the same amount of damage. 2d6 plus 7. So we are good to go there. Dealing 15 points of damage. That will bring this Night Umbra to 0 and dead. So let's get a second Ebony Beads here. And I will increase our experience points. Put the Night Umbra away. We get to check our chest. See what we got. Here we are. Chest table 4, we got an 8. A large bear skin is folded up inside the chest. It is worth 80 gold coins and is a large item. There's also some dried meat. So let's put that on our sheet. Plenty of room. Alright, we got our dried meat and our bear skin added to our sheet. So we can put that away. As I said, there's an archway here. We have an outside wall. Let's see, do we want to go? I think we're gonna wait and we'll try to go back to town somewhere in this area over here. But for now, actually I gotta pull my sheet back out there, and we are going to consume one of our 2 health paste uses, and that will give us 10 points. Bring us up to 57 health. We'll step over to this archway and see what's beyond. Through the archway, we come into a little room here. It is a swamp pool with 2 metal doorway exits. A circular pool is set into the floor here. It is full of swamp water and weed. There is movement. The haggard form of a haxa rises from the pool, dripping wet and draped with algae. They attack. Comes out, and nothing else of note in the room. So let's move to combat. The haxa have been twisted by primordial magic, which they channel and use to sustain their life force. They can unleash this when threatened or when they wish to disappear into the darkness. For maneuvers, they have Black Bolt and Raking Claws. Black Bolt is a 1-3, which will be blocked by either the Great Helm and Long Gauntlets to start with, but after we hit them and our Shroud's Curse takes effect, our breastplate will cover that. And then the Raking Claws is a 6-5, which will be covered by our breastplate right away. So even after Shroud's Curse, we don't have to change that one. So that will be a 2d6 even. The whole time the Black Bolt will be 2d6 plus 2 to start with, and then drop to 2d6 plus 1 For interrupts, they have Dark Shimmer on 1s, 3s, 4s, and 6s. And again, it doesn't say it's primary or secondary, so it's just all 1s, 3s, 4s, and 6s. So that would cover our Ferocious Strike and Twisting Stab. And then Sudden Mist on secondary 2s and 3s, which will cover Savage Glance and Twisting Stab. So everything is taking -3 damage to it. So Ferocious Strike remains our better option on this combat. Treasures, they have some herbs in a pouch, and we get to roll on the herb table to find out which ones. They have 60 health, a bit of experience, and 3 shifts. Top around 1 our turn. Swing it in with a 3-2. And we can use 2 shifts to change that 3 into a 5, making for a Savage Glance. 2d6 plus 4. 15 points of damage. We'll bring them down to 45 health. That's a turn for round 1. With a 1-5. 1-5 only takes 2 shifts to change that 5 into a 3 to create a Black Bolt. And we did just add the Shroud's Curse to her, so Black Bolt is 2d6 plus 1. 7 points of damage. Bringing us to 50 health, and we heal back 1 to 51. Top around 2 archer. Now we have a prime attack. 6/6. We get to pick our maneuver. We get to add all 4 shift onto it, and we get to ignore interrupts. So of course we're going with Ferocious Strike, making this a 2d6 plus 14. 20 points of damage. Bringing her down to 25 health. Haxa's turn for round 2. We have a 6-2. With 3 shifts, we can change that 2 into a 5 to create a Raking Claws. 2d6 flat. 8 points of damage. That'll bring us to 43 health. And we heal back 1 to 44. Top of round 3 our turn. With a 3-5 this attack, we can do... It'll take 4 shifts, which we have, to get to a Ferocious Strike. 3 shifts to go from 3 to 6. And 1 shift to go from 5 to 4. And Ferocious Strike is 2d6 plus 7. 18 points of damage. Bringing her down to 7 health. Hax's turn for round 3. We have a 2-5 and 3 shifts. It takes 1 shift to change that 2 into a 1, and 2 shifts to change that 5 into a 3 to make a Black Bolt. 5 points of damage. Bringing us to 39 health, and we heal back 1 to 40. Top of round 4 our turn. We have a 4-1. 4-1 with 5 shifts. We can spend 2 shifts to change that 4 into a 6, and 3 shifts to change that 1 into a 4. Create a Ferocious Strike. 2d6 plus 7. 15 points of damage. Bringing her to 0 and dead. We have some herbs, so let's see what we got. 3, some Illos petals. That on there. And then our XP updated behind the card. So let's put the cards away. As we said, we have 2 metal doors here. We'll continue straight down to the corner. I'll have to check this door on 4, 5, or 6. It's a locked metal door. And it is not locked. That is a 3. Open the metal door and see what's beyond here. It is another 6x2, 6x3 room. We have the red pillars room with wooden, all locked doors. 2 stone pillars have toppled into this space and shattered. On the stone, a red fungus has grown. If used in a smoke screen potion bomb, the cloud does 2d6 damage. There is nothing else here. I think we will scrape up some of that red fungus. We'll put it on our sheet here. And also add a note saying what it's for on the other sheet. What it does. The red fungus, if we add it to a potion bomb, we get 2d6 damage. Yeah, easy to understand. And then we can step over to this locked wooden door. See the quality of the lock. That is not a flat dice. Quality is 7. So we can use a lockpick to open that door. We'll use another +2. Bring us to only 6 more uses of the lockpick +2. But we have a +7 to our dice roll, meaning we can't not unlock it. But we'll roll anyway. And it's a 7 on the dice. Door is unlocked. See what's beyond. We're gonna open the door up. And step on inside. Into a very large space. It is a stone hall. This space has been cleared out a long time ago. There are traces of blood, but mainly only dust remains. There's something else though. Roll on an interrupts table, which is the corner of this room was once used as a stone workshop. A mound of stone has been chiseled and worked into blocks. Behind it cowers a scrawny man. He begs for mercy. You can't imagine how he got this deep in. You point the way to an exit shaft and he escapes. So we have a released prisoner the next time we go to town. One liberated prisoner. Put that back away. And we put them daily. Got archway exits in here. There are 2 of them. Before we find out what either of those are, we're going to use our last dose of health paste. Empty that back out. Give us 4 empty potion vials again. And give us 10 health back to 50. Yeah, we're about 60%. We have a nice little chunk in the middle here. And then I think we'll fill in here and there. And then find the steps over this way. But first we'll go back to town. We're going to check this out over here. We just pointed the prisoner to an exit shaft, so there should be one here. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. Just need 1 6 out of 8 dice. We got 2 6s. So we have an exit shaft. There's our exit shaft. So we'll head over there and hop back up to town. Alright, back in town, we're going to liberate a prisoner first and see what we get. 3. You hear that the prisoner was a pious worshiper of a random god. Roll on the god table and gain a favor point for that god. We are going for Radicina. That takes care of our 1 prisoner there, and then Radicina's favor. Got that. Next we got market bartering to check. That is 2d6 plus our character level minus our precision. We're at a 12. We're at the 10% range again. You did well and stood strong on a couple deals. You add 10% of the sell price of the loot rounded up. Now we don't have a whole lot to sell. Most of the little stuff I'm going to keep. We're going to sell off the bear skin and that's about it. Yeah, we'll sell the bear skin, then we're going to buy some supplies to make some more herbs, healing, and keep going. I have 2 potions. It's a little late to use the potion of consistency on floor 9 because we're over halfway through it. So we're gonna keep. Nah, I'm not gonna sell them. We'll keep them. We're gonna definitely use one when we enter floor 10. And it's supposed to be for the whole floor. I don't know if it stops when you come back to town and then go back in. But we hit floor 10. We're drinking a potion in the very first room before we even choose a direction to go. Half of 80 is 40. We would get 44 gold for selling off the bear skin. Alright, let's take a look. What other kinds of potions are there? Let's put that away for a moment. Let's move these out of the way. Actually, let's see what we're capable of making. We have those. And those. We got those. Those. Oh, we can make that right now. Use once per room. Most everything is once per room. And of course, we got those. So, the healing balm you use, you gotta roll to find out how much you make. So, the health paste automatically makes 3 no matter what. But the rest of them, you have to roll the D3 to see how many doses you make. So, medicated bandage would be good. We need cloth for that. I don't have cloth. I have a little bit of cotton. We could probably buy some cloth or a bandage. Why wouldn't there be cloth on this list? Bandages. We need to buy bandages. Let's get some scarlet herbatus and some zoomer's leaves so we can make health paste. We have 2 illus petals, so we'll buy 2 of each of those. That will cost us 30 for the scarlet ortavis, and not that one, this one, and 10 for those. So that'll bring us to 180. And then let's use some of our Malacco leaves, and we'll buy 2 more Illos petals because we have 2 more empty vials. We can make 2 vials of healing balm. How many doses did we get there? 1. Thanks. 1 is great. Well, we made 2 doses, so, or 2 attempts. And the second one is also 1. I need a new D3. But we used 2 Malacos. And we used all of those. And we get 5 XP per adventure level each time we made one. We just made 4 of those. 4 sets of healings. Kind of all we wanted to do here, so it's just spend the night at the tavern. And go back to the dungeon in the morning. And we're at 8. You have a pleasant evening, but nothing useful is discussed or wisdom revealed. Alright, back to the dungeon. We crawl back into the dungeon and the escape route collapses behind us. We are ready to continue. There was an archway here. Although, there's also an archway here. Let's fill in the center real quick and then come back to this one. Let's go this way. Passing through this archway, we enter into a room. This is the Green Chamber. This room is covered in green glass tiles, a light behind some creating a green aura in the space. Sitting in the corner, examining a gemstone, is a Jade diviner. They turn to you. You must fight. Oh, I forgot to put the doors in. Pause. The Jade diviners over there. And they come towards you, towards me. And we fight. The Jade diviner, once of the order, has been cursed by Medusa for their lust of gems. Their eyes are taken and replaced with emeralds, and in the same action they are gifted strange powers. For maneuvers they have Emerald Shard and Green Lightning. The Emerald Shard is a 4/2, which will be blocked by our Great Helm, making that a 2d6 plus 5. 2d6 plus 5. And the Green Lightning is 5/5, which will be blocked by the Long Gauntlets, making that 2d6 plus 3 with Special Shock -1 shift for the next round. And those numbers will not change with the Shroud's Curse. For interrupts, they have a Shimmering Shield on primary 1s, 2s, 3s, and 5s. That will affect our Savage Glance and Twisting Stab, making those both 2d6 plus 2. The Horn Swing on secondary 1s, 3s, and 5s, which only affects Twisting Stab, but Twisting Stab is already covered by Shimmering Shield. So Ferocious Strike is full damage, so we're going to try to get as many Ferocious Strikes as we can. She has 95 health and 3 shifts. Treasure, she got something in the special treasure table, and 2 emeralds. We got a couple knives. We could throw one, but if it gets blocked, it's not going to do any damage. Sure, let's do that. Let's throw a knife and hope for not being blocked. Holy crap. We got a 4/4 on our knife throw, which is not blocked by either of her interrupts. How did we pull that off? I have a tendency to forget recovering the weapon, so I'm just going to mark it now, determine whether or not we get that back. 2, the weapon is lost. But it does still deal its full damage of 4 points to her, and then it's gone. Bring her to 91 health, and top of round 1 our turn with the sword. And we're starting off with a 3/4, and it only takes 3 shifts to change that 3 into a 6 to create a Ferocious Strike. 2d6 plus 10, 19 points of damage. I'll bring her down to 72 health. Jade Diviner's turn for round 1. We got a 6/3. Ooh, this one's hard. 6/3 with 3 shifts. So you can shift into either maneuver. The Emerald Shard will give more damage, but the other one has the extra -shift. Here, let's roll which one we're doing. If it's even number, it's the Emerald Shard. If it's an odd number, it's the Green Lightning. We're going with Emerald Shard. So 2 shifts to make the 6 a 4, and 1 shift to make the 3 a 2. 2d6 plus 5. 10 points of damage. Brings us to 90, but we heal back 1. 91. Top of round 2, our turn. We have a 6/5. That only takes 1 shift to change that 5 into a 4 for a Ferocious Strike. 1 for 16 points of damage. Bringing her to 56 health. Jade Diviner's turn for round 2. With a 3/5. It only takes 2 shifts to make Green Lightning, but it would require 4 shifts to make Emerald Shard. So we're going 2 shifts up to 5/5. 2d6 plus 3. 12 points of damage. Bringing us to 79 health, but we'll heal back 1 to 80. And then for round 3, we get a -1 on our shift. Top of round 3, suffering that -1 shift from shock. But we're on 3 shifts. We have a 6/2, and that's only going to need 2 shifts to make that a 6/4 for Ferocious Strike. 18 points of damage. Bringing her down to 38 health. Jade Diviner's turn for round 3. They have their full 3 shifts. And they have a 3-1. And they only need 2 shifts to make an emerald shard. 1 shift to take the 3 to a 4, and 1 shift to take the 1 to a 2. 2d6 plus 5. 13 points of damage. Bringing us to 67. So we'll heal back 1 to 68. Top around 4 our turn. 5 shifts this time. We have a 3-4. It's only going to take 3 shifts to turn that 3 into a 6 for another ferocious strike. 19 points of damage. That'll bring her down to 19 health. Jade Divine's turn for round 4. With a 4-5, it only needs 1 shift to create green lightning. And she will hit us with that. 2d6 plus 3. 10 points of damage. That'll bring us to 58 health. We'll heal back 1 to 59. And we'll go top around 5. Losing 1 shift, so we'll only have a +1 for 5 shifts. Now we have a exact ferocious strike, giving us a +15 on our roll. 2d6 plus 15. 21 points of damage. That will bring her to 0 and dead. Woo. It went better than I thought it was going to go. The special treasure table. Let's start there. 8. Carefully wrapped in some cotton is a potion of divine shield. Also, there is a pouch containing 2d6 gold pieces. 10 gold pieces. Let's take a look here. We have all the potions, but we can drink one of our extra healings and then put the divine shield in its place. And that will give us 30 health back, bringing us up to 89 health. Change this to the divine shield. I'll look up what that is in a moment. And then we get 10 gold pieces here. And we also get 2 high quality emeralds. And then we get the experience. And we can put all of our cards away. There wasn't anything else in this room. We kind of wanted to fill in a little bit here in the middle yet. So I'll come over to this door and check and see if it's locked. It is not locked. Let's see what's beyond. Actually, I realize how long I've been recording and I should probably stop. This is going to be a long episode. We have an unlocked door here to pass through on next episode and see what's beyond. Until then, you have a good weekend, good week. I'll see you next week. Goodbye for now.